affects everything that I do, and my stomach hangs so low it always gets in the way. I'm ashamed of my body.
My legs have lymphedema, which is a condition where your lymphatic cells clump together and they just form large masses kind of where they want to.
Randy hates his body and himself and is miserable all the time because of his weight. Everything is getting harder for him, and he doesn't know how long he has till he dies. He wakes up already exhausted, already in pain, already defeated. That's no way to live. It's just waiting for the end. His body feels like a coffin he can't escape. Every movement is slower. Every breath is heavier. You can see him wondering if the next bad day might be the last. That fear follows him everywhere.
She always comes running when I need help.
Is that too tight up here?
No, that's good.
His weight has definitely gotten worse over the past few years. He can't physically do the small things for everyday life.
Randy's life is so bad now that he wishes he wasn't even alive. Despite this, Randy has found solace in food, the same food that is killing him. That's the contradiction. Hating yourself enough to want it all to stop, but still reaching for a plate to soothe the pain. Food is the only thing he trusts, the only thing that doesn't reject him, but it's also the poison dragging him deeper. Imagine craving what's destroying you. That's the cycle he's locked in, and breaking it feels almost impossible.
All I want to do is get to the candy aisle. Anything sweet is my weakness. This is my favorite section.
Why do you need all that candy?
Because candy's something that I love.
I know he has bad habits.
That is enough candy for a grown man, but even those aren't enough. Randy just wants to eat and eat and eat, and everyone just gives him what he wants. His cravings aren't small, they're bottomless. He isn't satisfied, ever, and people around him make it worse by enabling him. They hand over snacks just to shut him up, but every handful pushes him closer to disaster. At this point, it's not about hunger, it's about compulsion. He eats to fill a void that food will never fix.
My size food is an addiction, and when I start to crave it, I don't want to hear what anybody else thinks. Just take it to my room and eat alone.
Randy is a classic food addict. He eats in public, he eats in hiding, he eats what belongs to him, and also eats what doesn't belong to him. But he wants to change, and he's decided to go see Dr. Now about it. Admitting he's an addict is one thing, doing something about it is another. Dr. Now doesn't play games. He won't accept excuses. For Randy, this trip is a test. Is he serious about change, or is this just another cycle of empty promises?
Be here and find out what I'm about to find out. But whatever the doctor tells me, I have to make it work.
At that weight, Randy should probably be bedbound. The fact that he can still walk is remarkable. Here is what Dr. Now thinks about it. Walking is a miracle for someone his size, but miracles don't last. His knees are screaming, his back is failing, and his heart is carrying more than it can handle. Every step could be the one that breaks him down for good. Dr. Now sees a man balancing on the edge of collapse. The clock is ticking, and Randy is running out of chances.
You live in the household of unhealthy eating, so it's going to be very hard for you to stick to low calorie.
And the first step for Randy to take responsibility for his habits is to lose weight over the next couple of months. Dr. Now gives him a target: lose 40 pounds over the next 1 month and get your surgery. Does he do it? That's the challenge. 40 pounds in 30 days. No cheats, no binges, no tantrums. For once, Randy has to act like his life depends on it, because it does. This is the moment where excuses won't help. Only discipline will.
Man, I had to lose 40 pounds and hit 615 for him to approve me for surgery. And I feel like I've worked as hard as I can to do that. Thank God.
Randy didn't just lose 40 pounds, he lost 42. That is incredible work and shows just how much you can do when you stick to the program. For once, he actually followed through. It's proof that change is possible when you stop fighting the process. The weight came off, his body started to shift, and for a moment, there was hope. This was a glimpse of what discipline could do if he actually committed. But the question is, can he sustain it? Or is this just temporary?
That you show me you can do this. The bad news is there are some issues that concern me from the test result that we did last time you were here.
All that means is that Randy's weak heart means he needs to lose even more weight before he gets his heart surgery. If he continues to lose weight over the next couple of months, he may eventually get his weight surgery. The win on the scale is huge, but his body is still failing him. His heart is fragile, worn down from years of strain. This isn't just about numbers anymore, it's about survival. Every pound loss gives him a fighting chance, but one mistake could cost him everything.
Making progress, but I also know I've had my moments where I've gave in this past month. I feel like I've made progress, but I'm not sure if it's a lot or a little.
Wow, instead of losing weight, Randy gained some. That is insane. He really did that. This will piss Dr. Now off so much. After all the progress, he threw it away for food. It's reckless, selfish, and dangerous. His family has to watch him undo the work right in front of them, and Dr. Now has no patience for this kind of nonsense. Gaining weight at this stage isn't just a slip, it's a slap in the face to everyone who's been trying to save him.
Let me get that straight. I tell you last time you need to lose more weight because your heart is weakened and you gain more weight. What happened?
Dr. Now gives Randy one more chance. He needs to lose 55 pounds, and the instruction is simple. If you want to live, lose the weight. Does Randy do it? This is the ultimatum. No games, no excuses. The line is drawn in bold. 55 pounds or die trying. At this stage, it's not just a test, it's life support. And Randy knows if he blows it again, the chance is gone for good. This is his last shot to prove he wants to survive.
Myself harder than I've ever pushed myself because I don't think the doctor's going to give me another chance if I haven't done it this time.
That was a crazy detour, but Randy is back. He lost some weight and things are going great for him. But will that weight loss be enough to fix his enlarged heart? Progress is there, but questions still linger. The damage inside his body doesn't vanish just because the scale drops. He's racing against time, and nobody knows if the repairs are coming too late. It's hope mixed with fear, and only consistency will decide if he makes it out alive.
Hey Andy, we ran all the tests and your heart is looking good. Looks like that weight loss was enough. So that means that we can perform surgery on you.
It took a while, but Randy finally gets his surgery despite the detour and the issue with his heart. The surgery is successful, and he can now get into the best shape of his life. But surgery isn't magic, it's just a tool. Randy has the second chance he begged for, but now it's on him to make it count. This is the start of the real fight. Will he stay disciplined, or will old habits drag him back into the same nightmare?
Leave my life. The pain of waking up each day is excruciating, and it's my legs that hurt the most because most of my weight is in my lower body.
Tracy is living a downright horrible life. Most of her weight is in her legs, and they are so terribly misshapen that it looks like she has multiple tumors. Every step looks like punishment, and the swelling makes her legs almost alien. People stare, family members struggle to help, and Tracy feels like she's falling apart piece by piece. This isn't just obesity, it's disfigurement. It's a body that's betraying her every second. The pain is constant, the shame never ends, and still, food keeps calling her back like a drug.
Because the pain is just unbearable. It's like I have these two huge anchors attached to me that make it almost impossible to move.
Weighing over 600 pounds is bad enough, but weighing that much while being this misshapen, that is complete and total hell for Tracy. Every step is merely an attempt not to fall over. She walks like her legs are made of glass, ready to snap. The fear of collapsing hangs over her every second. Living like this isn't living at all, it's survival, stretched out day by day. Her body is a burden she cannot escape, and food, the very thing that did this, is still her comfort. It's tragic and twisted.
Not how anyone should be living. I'm not living a life because I can't do anything. I can't go anywhere. Even trying to shower every day is too difficult.
Even trying to shower each day is an uphill battle that makes her entire life miserable. But instead of leaving the food that makes her miserable, this pain just makes her want to eat more. That's the trap. Pain feeding hunger, hunger feeding pain. She sweats, she struggles, she suffers, and when it's all over, she rewards herself with the very poison killing her. It's like watching someone drown and asking for another bucket of water. She knows it's wrong, but the cravings are stronger than logic. That's the cycle she's chained to.
She makes the grocery list, and I do the shopping. I think I do enable Tracy a lot because I give in to what she wants.
Tracy knows, more than anyone, that she is slowly eating herself to death, but she wants to change that, so she makes plans to go see Dr. Now. But before she sees him, she needs to get her weight taken. That moment is Judgment Day. The scale doesn't care about excuses, about pain, about bad days. It just shows the truth. And the truth is ugly. For Tracy, stepping on that scale is like confessing everything she's done to herself. Will she face it, or will she crumble before the numbers even appear?
Because I know everything is riding on how much I weigh right now. I was really hoping I was under 600. So it's definitely like...
Tracy cannot believe she has gotten this big. She knows that Dr. Now is really her only hope now. Here is what Dr. Now thinks about her chances. He looks at her weight and sees the future written out. Bedbound, infections, slow decline. There's no sugarcoating it. She's reached the point where every single day is a gamble with her life. Dr. Now knows what's coming if she doesn't stop now. The surgery is a chance, but it's not guaranteed. It's fight or fold, and Tracy has to decide.
Bring the food for you.
I usually have my husband do the grocery shopping. I give him a list, and he'll usually bring back what's on the list.
Okay, so that's going to change that.
Dr. Now's solution is simple. Tracy needs to get on a 1,200 calories a day diet, and then she needs to lose 50 to 60 pounds in 2 months to get her weight loss surgery. Does she do it? That's the line in the sand. Follow the plan. Lose the weight. Earn the surgery. It sounds simple, but every bite of of food is a war. Every craving is a trap. Can she finally tell herself no after years of saying yes? 2 months is the test. Pass it, she lives. Fail, she dies.
But last time I was here, I was 605 pounds. So I just hope the scale says I'm a lot less now.
517.
I'm happy with that. Hopefully this is enough to show Dr. Now.
She lost 88 pounds? That is just insane. Many patients don't even lose that much throughout the whole year. That is some great weight loss, and Dr. Now agrees. Tracy proves she could put in the work, at least for now. Dropping nearly 90 pounds means serious effort, discipline she never showed before. It's shocking, it's impressive, and it shows there's real fight left in her. For once, she silenced the cravings long enough to see results. But will she keep pushing, or will the old habits start sneaking back?
15 pounds today. You had some good weight loss, and I'm happy about that.
Actually, I was kind of scared to come here because I thought my legs was.
Despite her massive weight loss, Tracy's legs are still huge because of her body composition. Dr. Now thinks that the reason why her legs are still so big is because she isn't 100% sticking to the diet, even though she is losing a lot of weight. Dr. Now wants her to get down to 450 pounds so that the lymphedema can be removed. So does she lose the weight? This is where progress meets reality. The numbers look good, but her body tells another story, and Dr. Now isn't fooled.
My goal was to lose at least 30 pounds a month. So that should put me under 487 pounds. I'm disappointed. I thought I was doing better, but I backtracked some. He was probably gonna be mad because it was a weight gain, but
that is horrible. Instead of losing more weight, Tracy went back and gained more weight. This is so frustrating to Dr. Now. After everything, after seeing results, she still let the food drag her back down. It's like watching someone climb out of a pit only to jump right back in. This isn't just a setback, it's sabotage. Dr. Now knows excuses when he hears them, and this weight gain stinks of lies and late night eating. Progress gone, momentum gone, and Tracy slipping back into the same dark hole.
Gained weight this past month. You want to tell me what's going on?
I'm always lighter in the morning than I am in the evening, so I don't know if it's water swelling or...
But her weight gain cannot be from just her legs swelling. Dr. Now clarifies that her legs are getting worse because she is still cheating on her diet. The scale doesn't lie, people do. And then her husband exposes her behavior. That betrayal hits hard. The truth is out. Tracy hasn't been honest. Not with Dr. Now, not with her family, and not with herself. And in this fight, lies kill. Every cheat meal is another nail in the coffin. And Dr. Now isn't in the business of sugarcoating death.
She had chocolate. She ate chocolate. This is just last night. 3 boxes of chocolate.
No,
boxes of
they come with 4 little bitty chocolates in it. It's 160 calories.
Dr. Now has laid down the law. He cannot help her make changes that will save her life. She has to do it herself. Does she make it? The moment of truth is here. No more lies, no more excuses, no more hand-holding. Either she takes control or she loses everything. This is the cliff edge, and she knows it. The surgery won't save her if she doesn't save herself, and Dr. Now won't fight harder than she does. If she doesn't step up now, she never will.
My goal is to be under 441 pounds today. I can't believe that. I've been working at this for months.
That is crazy. Tracy did it, and now she can get her weight loss surgery. It was a difficult task, but she finally got the job done. Good job, Tracy. Against the odds, against the setbacks, against her own lies, she finally pushed through. The surgery is hers, but the battle isn't over. This is just the doorway to a life she's been dreaming of. Now the real fight begins. Staying honest, staying disciplined, staying alive. She proved she could do it once. Now she has to prove she can keep it.
Sometimes I feel like a monster or an animal, you know? I'm not a human being. My body's just breaking down and it's disgusting. And I can't even function. If I stand too long, it's excruciating.
Michael feels like his weight has stripped away his humanity. His size means he cannot even do simple things for himself anymore. He has to depend on family members, and he still can't think of anything but food. It's brutal. His body is broken, but his appetite is still alive and kicking. Imagine needing help to stand, yet still demanding your next plate. It's twisted. He knows he's suffering, but that hunger in his head keeps whispering louder than common sense. This is torture dressed as comfort.
And they're angry drunks. Yeah. Well, Michael is an angry food addict.
Being hungry really affects my mood. I want what I want.
So Michael is the kind of guy who shouts and screams if he doesn't get the food he likes. He wants to eat what he wants, and if they don't give him what he wants, there will be hell to pay. Even family members are frustrated. They aren't just caretakers, they're hostages to his tantrums. How long can anyone put up with this? They're cooking, cleaning, running around for him, and still catching his anger if the plate isn't perfect. It's not hunger at this point. It's control, it's power, and it's toxic.
It's real hard for me to watch him sit there and just eat his life away.
How many tortillas did you make, Brie?
I don't know, but Dad ate 4 about right now.
Michael really wants to do better, so he has decided to go see Dr. Now to get some help. But to get that help, he needs to step on the scales and see his starting weight. Here is how that went. That scale is Judgment Day, and he knows it. Every pound is a reminder of years wasted, choices made, excuses stacked. He wants help, but is he ready for the truth? The numbers don't lie, and Dr. Now won't either. The question is whether Michael can face both without falling apart.
I'm scared if Dr. Now doesn't help, then I have no hope. I'm a little shocked right now. I didn't realize how bad my weight had gotten. I just really hope that Dr. Nazardin says he can help me.
It is a wonder that Michael can even walk at this level. He is almost at the 700s, and once he gets there, he is likely to be bedbound. Here is what Dr. Now thinks about his situation. That line, almost 700, is a death sentence waiting to be signed. Every step he takes is basically against the odds. The fact that his legs haven't collapsed yet feels like a miracle, but miracles don't last forever. If he doesn't stop now, he won't just be immobile. He'll be gone, and Dr. Now knows it.
If you eat however much you want.
Well, I think the surgery would help me.
So you think that surgery is just going to magically fix your eating problem for you?
Dr. Now breaks it down. Obesity isn't a physiological problem, it is a behavioral one. Even a surgery cannot fix Michael if he doesn't lose weight. So Dr. Now gives him a goal. Lose 50 to 60 pounds in 2 months to get your surgery. Can Michael do it? This is the blunt truth. Food isn't attacking him, he's attacking himself. Behavior is the problem. Discipline is the cure. But willpower is the one thing Michael has never shown. 2 months to prove he's serious, or 2 months to prove he's hopeless. Which will it be?
And get under the 585 mark if I want to get approved for surgery.
Mr. Dominguez,
I worked hard and I've stuck to the diet, but I still haven't been able to exercise or get up much since my knee is still hurting.
Michael lost only 16 pounds. This shows that he is still throwing his food fits and making life even harder for his family members. Dr. Now cannot stand this behavior at all. 16 pounds is crumbs compared to what he needed. It's the weight of missed discipline, of late-night snacks, of fights over food, and now his family has to live with the fallout, still feeding him, still cleaning, still watching him destroy himself. Dr. Now has seen this story before, and he knows how it ends. He's running out of patience fast.
To lose 50 pounds and you lost 16. Your lack of progress shows me that you aren't really getting this. And you still think that someone else is going to do all the work for you.
So not only is Michael not following the diet, he is still eating way more than he needs. Dr. Now gives him a chance. This time he needs to lose 100 pounds over the next 2 months. Does he do it? 100 pounds is war. That means no excuses, no tantrums, no sneaking bites. That means grinding every single day for 60 days. But Michael has already failed smaller goals. Will he step up when the stakes are higher? Or is this just another setup for disappointment and wasted time?
He said I had to lose 100 pounds and get under 517 to qualify for weight loss surgery, or I'm out of chances and there's no hope for me. I've worked hard and I'm praying it paid off this time.
Whoa, that is a lot of weight to lose in 2 months, but it is just shy of the goal that Dr. Now gave Michael. Will this be enough for Michael to get the surgery that he needs? He actually pushed harder this time. He proved he can fight when the line is drawn deep enough, but just shy can still mean failure under Dr. Now. So the suspense is real. Did he do enough? Did he finally prove he wants to live? Or is he one step from being shut down?
100 pounds overall, but just 84 pounds this past couple of months. It's not as much as I wanted you to lose, but 84 pounds still show me a good amount of progress.
And just like that, Michael got his surgery, and now he can go on to live a better and fuller life without feeling like a prisoner in his own flesh. This is his break, his shot at freedom. But the knife isn't magic. The cravings won't vanish overnight. If Michael doesn't change his head, the stomach won't save him. Surgery is a doorway, not a destination. The question now is simple. Will he walk through and keep going, or crawl back to the same prison he begged to escape?
Everything hurts. My back hurts. My shins hurt. I am so limited in what I can do and where I can go. I have to do a bath downstairs most of the time.
Amber's weight makes her act like an invalid. She feels trapped in her own skin, and she knows that she is miserable. Even taking a bath is hell. The tub feels like a battlefield, and she's losing every time. Breathing is work. Turning is work. Shame sits on her chest heavier than the fat. How do you plan a future when getting clean feels like climbing a mountain? She looks exhausted by noon, angry at her body, scared of slipping. Who wouldn't be? This is survival, not living.
A nasty, yucky monster. but I don't like it. I don't like being this person. I don't like being this size. Sometimes I feel so hopeless, and I think that maybe it's not worth it. Maybe it would have been better if I had never.
That is horrid. Her size makes her wish she had never been born. But despite this, she falls back on the food that has made her this size. She eats 4 or 5 times a day and eats anything. The plate promises comfort, then stabs her in the back. She knows it's poison. She still swallows it. Why? Habit, pain, noise in her head that only shuts up when she chews. Then the guilt hits. Then she eats again. That's the trap. It's ugly and it's winning.
Food, it's a comfort, and it's helping me avoid reality. I have a lot of anxiety, and I don't like it.
She is at peace when she eats, but what do you do when the one thing that is bringing you peace is also the thing that is destroying your life? But now, she wants to make a change. She wants to go see Dr. Now. That peace is fake, and she knows it. 10 minutes calm, 10 hours pain. She's finally angry enough to try something different. Will discipline beat craving? Can she sit with discomfort without running to the fridge? This is the line between fantasy and change.
Expect. What if he says he can't help me?
Miss Rushdie?
What if he does? And I have a lot of anxiety and fear about this.
Amber is over 650 pounds. That is insane, but this isn't something she can hide from or run away from. Here is what Dr. Now thinks of her situation. The number crushes the air out of the room. Knees screaming, back on fire, heart doing overtime. This is the bill coming due. No more cute excuses. No more tomorrow. It's now or never, and never looks like a slow, painful fade. She hears it, and for once, it actually lands. You can see the panic and the spark.
Buys ice cream and all those things.
My parents are the ones who do the shopping.
So they are the ones enabling you.
Them and my boyfriend.
You do any exercise?
Not really. I have a hard time walking because I can't get my feet together.
Dr. Now breaks down the law for Amber. All her problems can be solved if she goes on a diet and gets rid of the weight. He gives her a simple goal: lose 20 pounds over the next month and get your surgery. Does Amber do it? Simple isn't easy. Food has been her medicine and her weapon. 20 pounds means saying no every hour. It means hunger, mood swings, and facing feelings she's been stuffing down. You want surgery? Prove it. That's the test. No shortcuts, no whining.
I've made good progress. I just don't know how much. I hope it's enough.
Good, Amby.
I'm happy.
Amber lost 17 pounds instead of 20. Will Dr. Now be happy with this progress? Let's see. 3 pounds short feels like a joke, but also like blood, sweat, and tears. She did something hard. She didn't do enough. That gap is the story of her life. Almost there, then a slip. Is almost acceptable when your body is failing? Maybe he sees effort. Maybe he sees excuses. This is where accountability hurts. No hiding behind numbers. It's yes or no, green light or go home.
And this is close enough for me to see that she's willing and able to make changes to be successful with the bypass surgery.
And just like that, Amber got her surgery, and now she can really lose the weight and begin a new life free from the life her food addiction had given her. The cut isn't a cure, it's a contract. Smaller stomach, same brain. Now the grind starts. Tiny portions, protein, walks that feel endless, cravings that whisper at 2 a.m. Will she pick herself every day or let old habits creep back in? Second chances don't chase you. You chase them hard, every single meal. Meet Samantha. Her life is an absolute prison, and she's the one holding the key, but she's lost it somewhere in a pile of takeout containers. Every single movement is a monumental struggle, a battle against her own body. She says she wishes it was all a nightmare, but this is her reality, folks. This isn't just being overweight, this is being entombed in your own flesh. She is literally fighting for survival from the moment she wakes up, and the sheer misery is just pouring through the screen.
I remember my weight gain really started when I was 5 or 6, about the time my parents were divorced. I have 4 siblings, a younger sister who is my real sister. The rest of my siblings are half, and the divorce was very hard for everybody.
And here it is, the origin story. Of course, it all starts with a broken home, a messy divorce, an alcoholic father who was a monster when drunk. It's the classic recipe for lifelong trauma. Food became her only friend, her only source of comfort when everything else was pure chaos. It's a tragic textbook case of how childhood pain can manifest into a slow-motion suicide decades later. She wasn't just eating to be full, she was eating to numb the agony of her past. You can draw a direct line from that little girl seeking refuge in food to the immobile woman we see today. The foundation of her entire life is built on this pain.
to start fetish modeling for a website that catered to people who liked large women. So I have a setup in my apartment where I can film myself eating.
This is a whole new level of enabling. Her job, her source of income, is being a fetish model where men pay her to eat on camera. Let me get this straight. She is literally being paid to kill herself. This isn't a family member sneaking her a cheeseburger. This is a system she has built that monetizes her own destruction. Her fans, the very people funding her lifestyle, are reinforcing her addiction and pushing her closer to the grave with every dollar. It's an absolutely insane cesspool of dysfunction. Her self-worth is now tied to the very thing that is destroying her. Make it make sense.
I think it was 940.
So in a month and a half, you put on almost another 150 pounds?
Yeah.
So you realize that your weight is getting to a very dangerous point right now.
Dr. Now comes in, the only voice of reason in this entire clown show. He's on the video call, and the look on his face says it all. He finds out she's gained a jaw-dropping 150 pounds while in the hospital. Who does that? It's a place for healing, and she's turned it into her own private all-you-can-eat buffet, ordering takeout to her room. Dr. Now slashes through the nonsense. He's an exorcist today, and he's here to cast out the demons of delusion. He sees the pattern, the self-sabotage, and the addiction in full control, and he is not having any of it. Absolutely none.
Chicken and broccoli. I'm very serious about this. I cannot put my daughter in the dead parent club like I was at 20. She's 18 now. She has to have me.
After Dr. Now lays down the rules, we get the waterworks. But for the first time, this feels different. She starts talking about her daughter, Bella, and the fear of leaving her alone, just like her own father's death left a hole in her life. The cold, hard terror of reality is finally breaking through the layers of denial. She's finally confronting the consequences of her actions, not for herself, but for the person she loves most. This is the emotional breakthrough. The moment she realizes that her choices could destroy her daughter's future. It's raw, it's painful, and it's absolutely necessary.
If food makes me happy and I'm gonna die anyways, why don't I just make myself happy? Look at that. I'm right off the bone.
It's really hard to watch.
And just when you think there might be a glimmer of hope, this happens. The moment she gets home from the hospital, what does she do? She orders a massive feast of ribs and junk food. The addiction is so powerful, so deeply ingrained, that she can't even last a few hours. This is a nosedive right back into the abyss. Her daughter Bella is watching this horror show, completely defeated. This moment perfectly captures the brutal reality of addiction. The old habits are a relentless enemy. And right now, Samantha isn't just losing the battle. She's waving a giant white flag made of greasy napkins.
These past months have been a huge change for me because getting weight loss surgery saved my life. When the stay-at-home stuff started, I started to get scared I wasn't going to be able to get weight loss surgery. So I was very excited when I found out that I was going to get it here in Denver.
This is it. Samantha has gotten so out of control, ballooning to nearly 1,000 pounds, that Dr. Now has to make an unprecedented move. He can't get her to Houston, so he brings the help to her, arranging for a local surgeon to perform an emergency gastric sleeve. This is a Hail Mary pass to save her from certain death. It's the ultimate act of tough love. He knows she can't do it on her own, that her addiction is too strong, so he's taking away her ability to self-destruct. This isn't just an intervention. It's a forced rescue mission, and it's her absolute last chance.
We're gonna weigh in. Let me see. This is the best way. Oh, okay. It says 280.2. So this is in kilogram. I'm just gonna do a quick calculation.
Wow, look at this moment, people. After months of being in a controlled hospital environment post-surgery, we finally see the result. The scale flashes 616 pounds. That is a colossal drop from her peak of nearly 1,000 pounds. You can see the flicker of genuine shock and pride on her face. This is the earned reward. This wasn't magic. This was the result of having the weapon of her addiction physically limited by surgery. She fought, she was forced to comply, and for the first time in over a decade, her weight is moving in the right direction. This is a massive, hard-won victory.
After my most recent surgery, the wounds refused to heal, and so I was sent to a rehab facility, and this is where I'm at right now.
And so the journey ends. For now, not with a triumphant finish line, but with a hopeful new beginning from a rehab facility. Samantha looks into the camera, acknowledging the setbacks like her nasty infection, but there's a new fire in her eyes. She's talking about her cats, her daughter, and her future. The old Samantha, the one buried in despair, is gone. In her place is a survivor, someone who has been to the brink and clawed her way back. She knows it's not over, but she's refusing to give up. It was never just about the food, it was about reclaiming a life, and she's finally doing it.
I wake up every day to the same miserable experience. because my weight has me trapped in this chair all day, every day. And I hate it. All I can do now is eat and sleep, except on the days where I'm forced to take a bath, which I really hate doing.
All right, people, we are diving right into the deep end of despair with this one. We meet Gina, and her reality is an absolute waking nightmare. She spends her entire existence confined to a single chair, a prisoner in her own home and her own body. Her daily life has been reduced to just 2 activities, eating and sleeping. The most shocking part, she reveals that her personal hygiene consists of a sponge bath while sitting on a toilet using a bucket maybe once a month. Let that sink in.
It's even worse, especially with my dad because he was the enforcer, kind of. And when I did something wrong and he was upset, my punishments from him could get brutal.
And here comes the backstory, which paints a grim picture of how this all started. Gina recounts a childhood filled with horrific abuse from her father. She describes him as brutal, both physically and emotionally, subjecting her and her sister to beatings, hair pulling, and a constant barrage of verbal abuse, calling them worthless and disgusting. It's absolutely heartbreaking. In the face of this relentless torment, food became their only escape, their sole source of comfort and refuge from the pain. Her addiction was born as a survival mechanism in a war zone of a home, a truly tragic foundation for a lifetime of struggle.
Hi, babe, where are you?
Oh, I'm going home.
Oh, okay. Well, can you go to the diner and pick up us some food?
No, we have food at home. I keep going home.
You're not gonna cook this late.
This is just peak absurdity. Gina's wife, Beth, complains about being a caretaker, yet in the very next breath, she becomes the primary enabler. We witness a phone call where Gina, feeling peckish, demands that Beth pick up takeout. Beth puts up a token resistance for about 5 seconds, suggesting she could cook at home, but Gina shuts that down immediately. With zero hesitation, Beth caves and agrees to facilitate the fast food delivery. Make it make sense. You can't complain about the situation when you are actively serving as the caterer for the very problem you despise. This dynamic is a 5-alarm fire of codependency, and it's clear Gina won't get better while surrounded by this behavior.
Like
boredom.
yeah.
So I assume that you're not working.
No, I don't work.
All right, so how you support yourself?
I'm on disability and my wife works.
Enter Dr. Now, the singular voice of reason in this chaotic mess. He doesn't mince words for a second. He looks at Gina and Beth and immediately diagnoses the core issue. It's not just Gina's eating, it's the entire toxic system they've built. He calls out Gina's constant snacking due to boredom for the foolish excuse that it is. Then, he turns his attention to Beth and the family, explicitly telling them to stop being her personal food delivery service. He lays down the law, a strict 1,200 calorie diet, no snacks, and a 50-pound weight loss goal in 2 months. He's cutting off the supply chain of enabling right at the source.
Down a little, but I'm trying to do the best I can because I know how important this is.
You have some turkey burgers. There's eggs. There's some lettuce if you want me to make a salad.
Are you kidding me? They are barely back home from seeing Dr. Now, and the defiance is already in full swing. Gina immediately complains that she's hungry and doesn't feel well, using it as a blatant excuse to demand food she knows she can't have. When Beth lists the healthy options available, turkey burgers, eggs, salad, Gina dismisses them all. She wants something she shouldn't be eating. This isn't a struggle, this is a straight-up refusal to even try. She was just given a lifeline, a clear path to saving her own life, and her first move is to throw a fit because she can't get her junk food fix. The addiction is in complete control.
Alexandra, with this ring, do you pledge before all of your friends and family to love, honor, and cherish Keith from today and all the days hereafter?
I do.
I now pronounce you husband and wife. You may now high five and kiss your bride.
The scene at her sister's wedding rehearsal is a masterclass in manipulative meltdowns. The moment Gina has to be around other people and confront the reality of her situation, she just completely shuts down. She claims it's too much and that she's overwhelmed, but what's really happening here? She can't handle the shame and the anxiety of being seen, so she makes a scene and retreats to the car. This isn't just social anxiety, it's a tactical maneuver to make her problem the center of attention and to escape any accountability. By fleeing, she forces everyone else to tiptoe around her feelings, successfully derailing the event and making it all about her.
Time, if you're just gonna wait around for someone else to do the hard work for you.
But I know.
If you know, then why haven't you done it already?
I know. I don't know. I don't know what to say because it's true.
It doesn't matter what you say, it matters what you do.
This is the confrontation we've been waiting for. At her follow-up appointment, the scale delivers a shocking verdict. Gina has gained weight. Gained. Dr. Now is having absolutely none of her excuses. He tells her point blank that she didn't want to change her habits, so she didn't. He calls out the dysfunctional, food-centric relationship with Beth as a massive part of the problem. His frustration is boiling over. He essentially tells her that moving to Houston was pointless if she wasn't going to do the work. He delivers the ultimatum: lose 50 pounds in the next 2 months, or she is out of the program for good.
It's my chance to get weight loss surgery, so I just have to have made it. That's a lot better than last time, but I'm honestly not sure if that's enough, and I did it.
Well, isn't this something? After months of failure and defiance, Gina shows up and the scale finally shows a significant loss, over 40 pounds. It's the first genuinely positive development in this entire saga. Dr. Now acknowledges the hard work and, in a moment of cautious optimism, he approves her for weight loss surgery, but there's a massive catch. He schedules it 3 months out and gives her a final test. Lose another 50 pounds before then. This is the ultimate moment of false hope. It feels like a victory, but it's really just a last chance trial period. The real question is, can she sustain this for more than 5 minutes?
Okay, go ahead, step on it.
So to move ahead, I need to be down 493 today.
All right, 556. So you actually gained some weight.
And here it is, the tragic conclusion. It's surgery day. The moment of truth has arrived. All the work, all the second chances, it all comes down to this final weigh-in. Gina gets on the scale, and the numbers are just jaw-dropping, but not in a good way. She's gained over 10 pounds back. She failed the final test in the most spectacular fashion. Dr. Now doesn't even hesitate. He cancels the surgery on the spot. It's over. What an absolute wasted opportunity. After a full year, she is heavier than when she started. This isn't just a failure to lose weight, it's a complete refusal to save her own life.
Men say they'll continue to drive until they find a place that can help.
I just don't know where to turn to. I called everybody you can think of in the state of Rhode Island.
Folks, we are starting at a level of absurdity that is simply off the charts. This isn't your typical rock bottom. This is a rock bottom wrapped in a pepperoni pizza. Steven, an 800-pound man, gets kicked out of a hospital, a place designed to help people, for violating his care plan by ordering a pizza. Make it make sense. The news reports are playing like it's a national emergency, and his father is driving him around in his truck because there is literally nowhere else to go. Dr. Nozaradin himself says he's not sure what to expect, calling it a perfect storm of dysfunction. That, my friends, is the understatement of the century.
Because my childhood wasn't good, to say the least. My mom is an alcoholic, and my parents' relationship was pretty rocky. So me and my younger brother Justin put up with a lot of abuse because of that. It was arguments all the time, fighting.
And here comes the tragic, twisted origin story. It's almost a checklist for creating a dysfunctional adult. The boy's mother is an alcoholic who was never around, leaving them to fend for themselves. Justin recounts how Steven, being greedy, would gobble down all the food before he could get any. On top of the neglect, they were physically beaten by their mom's boyfriends while she was too busy getting drunk to care. It's a truly awful foundation for any child. Food wasn't just food, it was their only comfort, their only friend in a house full of chaos and violence. It provides context, but wow, it does not excuse the monstrous behavior we're about to witness.
Quit calling me. Okay, don't forget. Yeah, bye. I will forget. Bye.
I can't believe he's asking for food again. He just ate 2 hours ago.
The father-son dynamic is pure, unadulterated poison. They've been on the road for hours, and Steven starts demanding food like a giant, angry toddler. He calls his dad, whines, and threatens until he gets his way. And what does dad do? He complains for a second and then completely caves, getting him a large pizza. This isn't love. It's a hostage situation where the currency is calories. The father is so beaten down by years of manipulation that he just buys the pizza to shut him up. He's not just feeding his son's body, he's feeding the addiction and the monstrous behavior that comes with it. Absolutely staggering insanity on display here.
We have interesting dynamic unfolding here. All right, we're gonna get some tests on you, okay? All right. 2 brothers that they have pathological drive to overeat.
Enter Dr. Now, the only sane person in this entire clown show. He takes one look at this family and immediately sees through all the nonsense. He's not just treating 2 overweight brothers, he's diagnosing a pathologically sick family unit. He calls it a downward death spiral, and he's not wrong. While the brothers are focused on their immediate pains and wants, Dr. Now sees the bigger picture, a deeply ingrained system of dysfunction where everyone is contributing to the disaster. His decision to admit them both isn't just for medical tests, it's an attempt to quarantine them from their own toxic dynamic and figure out if there's anything left to save.
I want to go home. Don't want to stay here.
First of all, we got all the lab work back and everything looked okay.
Well, that didn't take long. Justin provides our first and perhaps most pathetic act of defiance. He came all the way to Houston supposedly to get help, but the second he's in a hospital and things aren't going exactly his way, he completely shuts down. He literally turns his back on Dr. Now and refuses to speak. You might think it's social anxiety, folks. It isn't. This is a full-blown tantrum from a grown man who would rather flee than face an ounce of discomfort or accountability. He's trying to detach so he doesn't have to deal with anything, a tactic that probably works on his dad but is just sad and infuriating to watch here. What a wasted opportunity.
People to respond around here.
We're starting to develop some issues with Steven. Over the past month, a lot of his pathological behavior started to come out. He's become abusive to hospital staff.
The honeymoon period is officially over and the real Steven is coming out to play. His weapon of choice? The nurse's call button. He wields it as an instrument of psychological warfare. He's become completely abusive to the staff, demanding everyone wait on him hand and foot. Dr. Now calls out his pathological, childlike behavior, but Steven's excuse is that if he acts like a kid, he wants to be treated like one. Seriously, he's a 33-year-old man acting like a spoiled brat, and he thinks that's a justification. This is sheet control and manipulation, and it is absolutely infuriating to watch him terrorize these nurses.
Stop complaining from the nurses that you need to change your behavior. You haven't.
I know that, and I apologize for it.
Apology mean nothing.
And there it is. Dr. Now has had it up to here with Steven's monstrous behavior and officially kicks him out of the hospital. The look on Steven's face is priceless, a mix of shock and terror now that his manipulative tactics have finally failed. Dr. Now lays it out cold. You're not staying here anymore, and if you have nowhere to go, we will drop you at a homeless shelter. This is the ultimate confrontation. For the first time, Steven's whining and fake apologies mean nothing. He pushed the one person trying to save him too far, and now he has to face the consequences of his actions. Bravo, Doctor. Now.
All right, I'm gonna check your weight for final weight going on.
Okay.
So we can monitor your progress at home.
After being thrown out of the hospital, Steven has managed to lose over 100 pounds. He's at 624, and Dr. Now is giving him one final chance to prove he can do it on his own in an apartment. For a split second, you think, maybe this is it. Maybe hitting rock bottom actually worked. He's getting the opportunity to learn independence and take control. But we've seen this movie before, haven't we? This isn't a moment of triumph. It's the setup for the final act of self-destruction. The stage is set for him to either sink or swim, and my money is on sink.
Right now, I'm waiting on Dr. Now to come see me because he wants to talk to me, and I don't think it's gonna be good.
Hi, Steven.
Hi.
How are you this morning?
Okay.
So, Steven, you don't seem to listen or care to listen.
The final verdict is in, and it's a spectacular failure. After months of manipulation, lying, and doctor shopping for painkillers, Dr. Now brings the hammer down. Steven didn't just fail, he actively sabotaged every opportunity given to him. Confronted with his actions, Steven finally admits he's using his lymphedema to feed his drug habit. It's a stunning confession. Dr. Now, having seen enough, suspends him from the weight loss program entirely and sends him to drug rehab. It's not about food anymore. This is a man so deep in his addictions that he is on the verge of a fatal overdose. An absolutely tragic but completely predictable conclusion.
I can't do it on my own, and my weight has become a burden to my family. Kaya!
Whoa, we are starting off on a whole new level of grim, everyone. This is not just about being unable to move. This is about a complete loss of dignity. The fact that her 11-year-old daughter, a child, has to act as a full-time caretaker is absolutely heartbreaking and frankly infuriating. This poor kid is being robbed of her childhood because her mother is literally imprisoned inside her own body. The sheer physical pain Cynthia is in just to get through a morning is one thing, but making your child assist you with basic hygiene? That's a cry for help if I've ever seen one.
Been abusing them, and my cousin could no longer take care of them. I went from 0 kids to 3 kids overnight, a month old with broken ribs.
Okay, folks, now we get the backstory, and it is a bombshell. Imagine being 28 years old, single, and then overnight, boom, you are the sole guardian to 3 children who have been horrifically abused. We're talking broken ribs, full body casts. This is a level of trauma and responsibility that would break most people. Her entire life stopped being her own. Food clearly became the only coping mechanism available when her world was turned turned completely upside down. It's a truly tragic foundation, and it explains so much about how she ended up using food to bury overwhelming pain and stress.
So even though I've had breakfast, I stopped to get a snack. Hi, I need 3 large jalapeno kolaches, 2 glazed.
Are you kidding me? People, look at this. She has barely started her day, and she's pulling over for what can only be described as a small feast disguised as a snack. 3 large jalapeno kolaches, glazed twists, and donut holes. That is not a snack. That is a full-blown meal for a family of 4, and it's all for her before she even gets to work. This moment right here shows the depth of the codependency she has with food. It's not just a comfort, it's a constant, compulsive ritual. Her car has become a private dining room for self-destruction. This is simply feeding an addiction that is raging completely out of control.
So you're 42, and the likelihood that you're going to make this 50 are not very good.
And here he is, Dr. Now, the only voice of reason in this entire storm of chaos. He doesn't mince words, does he? He lays it out with pure, cold, hard facts. She's 42 years old, weighs 610 pounds, and the odds of her seeing 50 are slim to none. This is the wake-up call she desperately needs. For the first time, someone is handing her not just a diet plan, but a life-or-death ultimatum. He sees the whole picture and is essentially telling her that if she wants to be there for those 5 kids she loves so much, she has to start showing up for her own life first. The gauntlet has been thrown down.
I am 6 pounds short. I don't know how the doctor's going to react, but I hope at least he sees I'm trying.
I'm still proud of you.
How y'all doing?
Good, and you?
Wow, the first weigh-in, and it's the first major stumble. Lost 24 pounds. Now, for a normal person, that's amazing, but in Dr. Now's world, it's a failure. She missed the goal by several pounds, and you can see the instant deflation in her face. This is that harsh reality check. She's realizing that the addiction is more powerful than she thought, and that this journey is going to be an absolute war. She admits she made bad choices, and this moment is crucial. The old habits are a powerful enemy, a deeply ingrained force that won't be defeated easily. The question is, will this initial failure break her, or will it finally light a fire under her?
Every goddamn night, Mama, what's for dinner? Sometimes I don't have an answer. I don't have an answer because I'm trying to get my ass down here. And if this is what it's gonna turn me into, then I don't want to do it. I'm over it.
You're doing it for your kids.
After gaining 4 pounds, she completely loses it on her brother in the car. This is a volcanic eruption of every ounce of frustration, self-pity, and anger she's been holding back. The screaming, the cursing, the blaming of finances, it's a masterclass in deflection. But this isn't just manipulation. This is what rock bottom looks like. It's the raw, unfiltered agony of an addict being stripped of their drug. She is finally confronting the sheer misery of her situation, and all that pain is coming to the surface in one of the most explosive meltdowns we have ever seen on this show.
Go on walks a lot more than we are now. You know, part of the reason I'm doing all this is for you and Robert and Jeffrey and Jordan and Shaquille. Yeah. So that's why I depend on you to push me.
What a stunning turnaround. After that chaotic meltdown, this is the moment that truly matters. It's not a doctor's threat or a number on a scale that sparks the change. It's a quiet walk with her 11-year-old daughter, Ukiah. This child, who has had to be a caretaker, is now her mother's biggest cheerleader and coach. When Ukiah tells her mom she depends on her to push her, you can see the shift in Cynthia's eyes. She realizes she's not just fighting for herself, she's fighting to give her daughter a real mother and a normal childhood. This is her true motivation.
I see that you're down to 534 pounds, so total weight loss from day 1, 77 pounds. That's a very good turnaround.
Yes, this is the victory we needed to see. Look at that number, 533 pounds. That is a total loss of 77 pounds. She didn't just meet the goal, she absolutely smashed it. And the look on Dr. Now's face says it all. He's not just pleased, he is genuinely proud of her. This is her earned reward. She went through the fire of that emotional breakdown, listened to the pleas of her children, and fought for every single one of those pounds. Getting approved for surgery isn't just a medical decision anymore. It's a validation of her incredible hard work and her commitment to finally changing her life. What a moment.
This is your 10 day after surgery, huh?
Yep.
All right, how's everything coming along?
Great.
How is your pain and discomfort?
Don't have any.
And there it is, folks, the first major milestone of her new life. A total of 100 pounds gone. She is officially in the 500s and is cleared to go home to her children. This is the hopeful beginning we were all waiting for. While Dr. Now is right to be concerned about her resistance to therapy, you cannot deny the physical progress she has made. This surgery was the tool she needed, and now she's equipped to start building a new future. It was never just about the food, it was about reclaiming a life that was buried under responsibility and trauma. The road ahead is long, but for the first time, she's actually on it. Some transformations are impressive, but these are beyond belief. From patients who could barely walk to standing tall and living life like they never thought possible, these journeys defied the odds and silenced every doubt. It took sweat, pain, sacrifice, and sheer willpower, but the results? Absolutely jaw-dropping. Let's dive right into it, shall we? Karen's world keeps shrinking, not because the walls are closing in, but because her own body has become a cage. Every step around the house feels like a mile uphill with bricks on her back. She's reached a point where movement is no longer routine. It's an obstacle course she can barely start. The stakes are higher than just discomfort. Every night in bed, she wonders if her heart will give out before sunrise. With Dr. Now in her corner, she's clinging to the hope that she can fight for her health before it's too late.
It's very hard to sleep when I have different thoughts racing through my head. I worry about the what-if scenarios I've created in my head that hasn't even happened, never have happened. But so it just kind of feels like I'm living in a nightmare that I've created.
The pain is constant, but what's worse is the fear. Even something as simple as walking to the bathroom feels like it could end in collapse. The thought of her spine giving out, her breath vanishing, hangs over her every move. Nights are the hardest. She lies in bed, staring into the dark, not sure if she'll open her eyes again. Living with that dread is exhausting. She knows things can't stay this way forever, but the climb toward change feels impossibly steep from where she's standing, if she can even stand at all.
I live with my children. I have a son and a daughter, twins. My kids are everything to me. It's humiliating for me having to ask my daughter to help.
If there's one bright spot in this mess, it's Karen's daughter. She doesn't just help, she wants to help. When Karen apologizes for needing assistance, her daughter brushes it off without hesitation. She'd rather her mom lean on her than risk injury trying to do it alone. There's a quiet kind of love in that willingness, the sort of devotion that doesn't demand thanks. It's clear this bond runs deep, even if it's tangled up in worry. Her daughter sees past the weight and limitations, holding on to the person her mother still is underneath.
The fact that I'm winded just walking from my bedroom to the bathroom is not good. I'm supposed to take medicine for anxiety, but I haven't been to an appointment in a while, so no medications right now.
Karen carries more than just physical weight. Asthma squeezes her lungs, and anxiety wraps around her mind like a vice. She admits she hasn't kept up with her medication, skipping appointments until her mental health slipped further. The cycle is familiar. Physical pain feeding emotional distress feeding the urge to numb herself. That's the storm she's walking into as she prepares to work with Dr. Now. The question isn't just whether she'll follow the plan, it's whether she can untangle the knots of fear and avoidance that keep pulling her backward.
There was at an age where I was given an assignment, I didn't understand it, and the person who was in charge of helping me with my homework.
Food became Karen's lifeline long before her health spiraled. In her childhood, there was no safe space for feelings, no one to lean on when life turned cold. She learned early to keep her emotions locked up, replacing comfort with something she could always reach: food. Each bite dulled the ache, even if it never truly healed it. The habit stuck, wrapping itself tighter over the years. Now, it's not just a coping mechanism, it's the foundation of her world. To change her body, she'll have to confront the ghosts that first drove her to the kitchen.
It's kind of like an unspoken secret. We don't talk about it, but I think it's just because they're blinded by their love for me and the fact that, I still do things. They don't realize how bad it is.
Karen's son paints a picture of his mom that feels worlds away from her current reality. To him, she's the kindest soul he knows, the person who makes him feel safe in a chaotic world. It's a reminder that her identity isn't just her weight, it's her warmth, her care, her presence in his life. Seeing her take even short walks matters to him. The distances might be small, but the symbolism is huge, proof that she's still willing to try, still willing to push herself forward, even if the steps are slow and shaky.
My appointment with Dr. Now,
Are you doing it in here or in your room, the dining room?
No, I'm gonna have it right over here. That's why I want to straighten up so I can make the area clear.
Okay.
I'm gonna get it all.
When panic attacks kept her from meeting Dr. Now in person, Karen didn't throw in the towel. Instead, she met him on a laptop screen. determined to stay in the fight. It wasn't the plan, but it was effort. And in her situation, effort matters. Dr. Now isn't the type to hand out gold stars, but this persistence might earn his respect. For Karen, the appointment is more than just medical. It's a lifeline. Even if she can't physically make it to him yet, she's showing she's not ready to let her fear make the decisions.
At your neighborhood to go to and check your weight so we can monitor your progress and see where we are. Because if you don't do that, moving too soon is going to be a problem for you.
Karen's discipline is starting to show. She's cut down on portion sizes, turned away from high-calorie favorites, and even booked her first telehealth session with a therapist. When the call starts, she's more excited than nervous, ready to unpack the weight that food can't measure. The conversation leaves her smiling, a rare look of lightness in her expression. It's too early to call it a breakthrough, but something about that session feels different. For the first time, she seems like she's not just hoping for change, she's actually beginning to believe in it.
You know, taking a dog on a walk is almost like taking him to the movies.
Right.
Because there's all kinds of smells and interesting things out there. I mean, that's as much for your dog as you. That dog deserves a walk around the block.
Progress isn't always dramatic, but it's still progress. When Karen's daughter notices her mom walking faster than usual, it's a small but real victory. Even taking the dogs out, brief as it was, marks another step, literally out of isolation. The stamina isn't there yet, and she still cuts outing short, but the important part is that she's moving forward at all. The more she pushes past the door, the more likely she is to keep going. Momentum can be fragile, but once it builds, it can carry her further than she's dared to imagine.
I'm sorry, Bismo, I can't. Bismo, come on, honey. Come on, baby. I'm so sorry. I can't do this. Come on. When I first tried to go out, it was overwhelming and I couldn't do it. I knew I wasn't going to be able to go and do it.
When someone comes to weigh Karen at home, the number reads 604 pounds. She's shed some weight, but the climb ahead is still massive. Dr. Now sets a clear target: lose 50 pounds in 2 months. No gimmicks, no shortcuts. For Karen, the goal is both daunting and motivating. It's not just a number, it's a ticket to the next stage of her recovery. Every meal, every step, every choice will either move her closer or drag her further away. The countdown starts now, and this time, there's no room to stall.
Hello.
Hi, Dr. Now.
Hi, Karen. Well, what is your weight?
It was 604. When I first started, I think I was in a high 600, so I might have still probably lost close to 100 pounds.
For the first time in a while, Karen steps outside her house with a destination in mind: Dr. Now's clinic. The anxiety that once held her hostage seems to have loosened its grip, at least for today. She's nervous, yes, but she's also ready to prove she's serious about this fight. Just getting into the car feels like a milestone. If she can make it all the way, she'll finally be face to face with the man who can help change her life. It's a pivotal moment, and the next few hours will decide how it plays out.
Well, it's gonna have to do, but it's not perfect. 10:45 and my appointment's at 11:30, so it's time to get going. We can leave out together, but I just want to grab my stuff. Oh, put your shirt down in the back. Okay.
When Dr. Now hears about her decision, his patience wears thin. From his perspective, she's overestimating her progress and underestimating the urgency of her situation. The clock isn't slowing down for her comfort. Her health is still hanging by a thread. He makes it clear that if she truly wants to change, she has to push harder and stop waiting for the perfect moment. Karen's next steps will determine whether this journey moves forward or stalls out in the same cycle she's been trapped in for years.
Because I know I'm doing really well. I feel that the scale wasn't accurate because the nurse had a hard time zeroing out the weights. I just want to prove to Dr. Now that I'm going to lose the goal that he gave me to lose, so I can show him that I'm serious about it.
Juan, 47, lives every day trapped in a body that's slowly stealing his future. He calls his life a living hell, and from the way he moves, it's not an exaggeration. Getting out of bed isn't just a chore, it's an exhausting battle. He never imagined he'd reach this size, yet here he is, facing the reality he can't ignore. Each morning begins with pain and ends with frustration, but now with his health slipping further, he wonders if this could be the moment he turns everything around.
The mobility issues that I have today are nothing that I ever expected when I was younger.
I just never envisioned being here at this size.
It's clear Juan despises how large he's become. His face shows the defeat of a man who wants change but struggles to keep moving forward. Walking leaves him wincing, every step shooting pain through his body like a cruel reminder. Sometimes it feels downright impossible. Still, he forces himself to move, however slowly, knowing the alternative is worse, staying still until his body gives up entirely. That determination, however faint, flickers inside him. It's the only thing keeping him from surrendering completely to the weight that's been crushing his life.
I've been living with my sister off and on since losing mobility. My family does help me out. My mother and my brother come down to Metairie. We do a lot together.
Juan's family admits they feel guilt watching him deteriorate. His brother worries constantly, knowing the clock is ticking on Juan's health. The extra pounds aren't just showing, they're accelerating. Yet in their worry, they also step up, helping him when he can't manage the simplest daily tasks. There's a quiet strength in the way they rally around him, even when it's uncomfortable. They're holding him up, literally and emotionally, in the hope that their support might be enough to push him toward the help he desperately needs before it's too late.
My mom, she's a down-home Southern Cajun Creole cook, and I love being around my mom's cooking.
Beyond Juan's appetite is a family dynamic that keeps the cycle going. His mother takes care of him like he's still her boy, cooking whatever he asks for without hesitation. It's her way of showing love, but it's also enabling him. Every request is met with a plate, not a conversation about change. Over time, these acts of care have become part of the problem, nurturing his cravings instead of challenging them. She thinks she's helping, but in reality, she's feeding the very thing that's destroying him, both physically and emotionally.
Hearing my mother cry, and every boy wants to be able to protect their mother. So because we were so young, we couldn't do anything about it. I felt angry a lot. I felt sad.
Juan's relationship with food began in a childhood clouded with violence. He remembers his father mistreating his mother, moments he could do nothing to stop. Too young to protect her, too powerless to intervene, he sought comfort in eating. Food became his escape, a world where the noise and pain couldn't reach him. But that coping mechanism stayed long after the abuse ended, growing into a dependency that now threatens his life. What started as survival has become a prison he can't walk away from without rewriting decades of habit.
Hey, before you sit, can you grab me a bottle of water, please? Thank you. I was always musically inclined, doing piano keyboard lessons.
The sheer amount Juan eats is staggering. 5 to 10 full meals in a single day. That's not hunger, it's emotional anesthesia. It's how he's numbed every bad memory, every pang of loneliness, every reminder of his past. Blaming his father for setting him down this path feels natural to him. After all, without that toxic childhood, maybe food wouldn't have become his anchor. But even with a clear cause, the truth is this: only Juan can untie himself from the grip of this addiction before it's too late.
Having instances where I feel like I might stroke out.
Mac and cheese, that's what I need. It's getting harder for him to move around and to do the things that he would like to do. And now he's gotten to the point where he's disgusted.
Juan's mother speaks with the kind of fear only a parent knows. She's watched her son's abilities fade to almost nothing, helpless to stop it. He can barely take care of himself, and she worries constantly about what might happen if he doesn't change. Still, she holds on to faith. She believes there's a part of him that's disgusted enough with his situation to finally act. Her hope is quiet but steady, like a lifeline she's throwing into the water, praying he grabs on before the current takes him under.
Push him in the right direction and assist him instead of assisting them in doing all the wrong things, assisting them in doing the right thing.
No, I can't live forever at this size. My physical body is breaking down on me.
For the first time, Juan says the words out loud. He needs help. It's not a vague thought anymore. It's a decision. He's ready to change direction, ready to put in the work to save his own life. The road will be long, and he knows it, but saying it means owning it, and that's the first step he's taken in years. Now, the question hangs heavy in the air. Does he have the will to see it through, or will this be another promise lost to time?
And he helps them to find a healthy way to live, because I'm admitting to myself and others, I no longer have my hands on the wheel like I should.
Packing for the trip to see doctor now brings a wave of anxiety Juan can't shake. He worries his body won't survive the journey, that the stress will be too much. Still, he's going. That choice alone is a victory, facing the fear instead of hiding from it. Each mile is a gamble, but it's also a statement. He's willing to try. Whatever comes next, this moment will stand as proof that he didn't just sit at home and wait for his life to disappear completely under the weight.
I heard that he's, rather strict, but, I'm okay with it, Hopefully he'll commit to taking me on as my health is declining. There's no one to blame but me.
You can step on the scale whenever you're ready.
Okay.
At the hospital, the truth lands hard, 672 pounds. Seeing that number makes Juan question whether change is even possible. It's not just a number, it's the embodiment of years of pain, habit, and neglect. He fears Dr. Now might look at him and see someone beyond saving. But in the doctor's office, there's no pity, only reality. The challenge is clear, the stakes are life and death, and Juan now knows exactly what mountain he's been tasked to climb, starting from the very bottom.
And try to lose weight and to the point that surgery is going to be safe for you. We're going to do a follow-up with you in 2 months, and I want you to lose 70 pounds by then and show me you're going to be able to do this.
Meeting Dr. Now is exactly what Juan needed. The doctor lays it out plainly. Lose 70 pounds in 2 months, and surgery is on the table. No loopholes, no excuses. It's a steep target, but it's also a lifeline. For once, Juan's path forward has clear markers. There's no guesswork, just discipline, sacrifice, and commitment. It's a test of not just his body, but his resolve. If he can push through, the surgery could be the turning point that finally pulls him out of this slow-motion nightmare.
Too much pain to do exercises, or when the cravings hit me really hard and all I want is something sweet. So I'm doing my best and giving it my all.
Seeing Juan on the basketball court with his nephew is a sight no one expected. It's not intense, competitive play. It's movement, laughter, and proof he's willing to try. The sweat on his brow isn't just from effort, it's from pride. For years, his size kept him on the sidelines of life. Now, even in these small doses, he's part of the game again. It's a reminder that change doesn't just show up on the scale, it shows up in moments where living feels possible again.
Before I was 627, and the doctor told me to lose 70 pounds in 2 months. So if I did that, I'll be 557 or less.
Your weight today is 618. Please go to room 5.
That's short. I'm not feeling too good about that.
The weigh-in is a gut punch. After weeks of effort, the scale reveals he's only lost 9 pounds. It's a fraction of the target. Disappointment hangs heavy in the room, and Juan braces for Dr. Now's reaction. But the doctor sees the effort, sees the fight in him, and chooses not to shut the door. Instead, Juan is given another chance, another stretch of time to prove he can meet the goal. It's mercy, but it's also a warning. There won't be infinite lifelines waiting for him.
So we get you to talk to nutritionists to understand what's good and what to do with your eating habit. And they go over all the stuff that you used to eat and help you with that.
That's
okay?
great.
And you too?
Yeah.
9 months later, Juan steps back into the hospital. The number on the scale has dropped to 505 pounds, a staggering loss of 167 pounds. The room fills with relief. The journey was grueling, but the proof is right there in front of them. Persistence works. Dr. Now's approval is clear in his expression, but so is the reminder that this isn't the end. Surgery will only be the beginning of another chapter, and the same grit that got Juan here will be needed every single day forward.
Last time I was 577, and it was the same goal to lose 70 pounds over 2 months.
You can step on the scale whenever you're ready.
So if I did that, I'll be right there at 500 pounds.
Your weight today is 505.
Deshaun is the oldest of his siblings, but you'd never know it by looking at his life. He's 28 years old, can't do much for himself, and has no idea what he actually weighs. Every morning, he wakes up trapped in a body he can't stand, and every step feels like punishment. He calls it a nightmare, and you can see why. There's no comfort here. The worst part? Even the simplest things need someone else's hands. Dr. Now might be his only real shot if Deshaun can grab it before it's too late.
I live with my mom, 2 sisters and 1 brother. So now I'm stuck in this situation where I'm the oldest out of 4, but my younger siblings taking care of me.
His expression says it all. Asking his sister for help is like chewing glass, painful, humiliating, and something he wishes he could avoid, but his body leaves him no choice. Thankfully, she doesn't flinch. No sighs, no judgment. She just steps in. That kind of loyalty is rare, especially when the help means doing the things most people wouldn't even consider. It's not just a chore, it's a lifeline. And while Deshaun clearly hates relying on her, the fact she never walks away might be the one thing holding him together right now.
Helping bathe him, it's kind of tough. It's kind of awkward. I'm not washing up my mom or my dad, I'm washing up my big brother. So it's like my little big brother.
Washing him up is a little awkward.
Then she says something that makes your jaw drop. Deshaun can go months without touching water. Months. Suddenly it makes sense why she bathes him, wipes him down, and keeps the smell from taking over the house. That's not just family duty, that's rescue work. And she still does it without complaint, even when it's physically and emotionally draining. That kind of dedication doesn't come around often. If Deshaun can't find motivation for himself, he should at least fight to honor the effort she puts in every single day to keep him going.
I do like the store runs for him, and sometimes I'll go get his food for him if he needs it. Sometimes I cook. Whatever he needs, I'm there. I'm there to help.
His mom laughs, calling him spoiled, and she's not wrong. After Deshaun was born, it took her 5 years to have another child. That's half a decade of undivided attention, endless spoiling, and saying yes to almost every whim. When you grow up getting whatever you want, self-discipline doesn't exactly build itself. It's no surprise he learned to chase comfort instead of challenge. But now, those early years of indulgence have turned into a trap. Breaking that lifelong pattern isn't going to be easy, not when his body is already paying the price.
She cared about me and loved me. A couple of years later, the stepdad came in the picture. That's when it started to get worse. I did not get along with my stepdad at all. With my stepdad, he used to call me slow, dumb, fat.
The tension with his stepdad explains a lot. His mom admits that whenever arguments broke out, Deshaun was quick to defend her. No matter what, that loyalty forged a bond that still runs deep. But even the strongest soldiers need somewhere to escape, and for him, that place was food. Every bite was a small retreat from the chaos at home, a way to feel in control when everything else felt unpredictable. It worked for a while, but decades later, the same escape route is now the thing holding him captive.
Any more chips?
No. You around any sweets?
They got lemon cake.
Let me see. Oh.
That's the lemon cake, and this one's the Mississippi.
You might as well get both.
All right, we're about to go grab the ice cream and pretty much be heading out.
When Deshaun says he doesn't believe he can change, it's not some dramatic performance, it's raw honesty. You can hear the defeat in his voice. He wants to think there's hope, but wanting is easy. Doing is hard, and for him, doing feels almost impossible. It's a dangerous mindset because it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. The real challenge now is whether his family can help him see himself differently before his body makes the decision for him. He needs more than support, he needs belief, and that's the hardest thing to rebuild.
I've been big my whole life, so I don't know. Everything I tried don't work. I tried exercising, I tried dieting, and nothing really helps. I lose like 5 to 10 pounds, but it comes right back.
Finally, he's sitting across from Dr. Now. Deshaun lays it out. Every time he loses weight, it comes back. And when it comes back, it brings friends. It's the same frustrating cycle so many people know, but his stakes are higher. Each relapse puts him closer to losing everything. Dr. Now listens, but he's not here to hand out sympathy. He's here to break cycles, not patbacks. The first step? Figuring out whether Deshaun is ready to fight harder than he's ever fought before in his entire life.
I was taking care of him, and it seemed like a free place to stay, and free food and everything. So he has a lot of reasons not to change his situation and start taking responsibility for himself.
The doc sends in reinforcement, a physiotherapist tasked with getting Deshaun moving again. It's not about full workouts, it's about reclaiming mobility inch by inch. Surprisingly, he's holding his own. The therapist even admits he's making progress. If Deshaun can turn these small victories into habits, surgery won't be a fantasy anymore. It'll be a concrete plan. But habits take discipline, and discipline doesn't grow overnight. He'll have to decide if the pain of change is worth more than the comfort of staying exactly the same.
So my goal for him, trying to get up a little bit more frequently and move, and it doesn't have to be long distances, short distances is enough. And if Sean were to do his exercises 2 or 3 times a day, it's not going to take long for him to see change very quickly.
But here's the problem. Bad habits don't die quietly. Deshaun starts slipping. His eating goes off track, and Dr. Now doesn't miss it. He calls it like he sees it, pointing to the family for enabling him. Unhealthy food doesn't appear magically. Someone's bringing it in. If they can't lock the doors on those habits, Deshaun will never break free. It's a brutal truth, but one that has to be faced before his progress disappears completely. Enabling feels like kindness until you see it's actually feeding the problem.
Who's from that neighborhood?
You're in a quiet neighborhood. I'm still worried that you're stuck in the house, though.
I mean, I don't know. There's nothing really out there for me to do, really. Well, it is, but nothing that I'm interested in.
Have a job, Deshaun?
No.
To keep him from sinking deeper, Dr. Now calls in a psychiatrist. Maybe the real battle is in his head, but Deshaun sits through the session like he's already checked out, arms crossed, walls up. It's frustrating to watch because this is exactly the kind of help that could shift his mindset. Still, no one can force him to change his mind. That choice has to come from him, and right now, he's keeping that door tightly shut.
I mean, your stubbornness, like how, like talking about stuff you don't want to talk about, that you need to let out, or you just don't want to talk about it, period. Like, I mean.
Then comes the moment patients dream of. Dr. Now says he's proud, and Dr. Now doesn't hand out those words like candy. That's a stamp of approval that has to be earned. For Deshaun, it's a signal that he's on the right track, at least for now. But keeping that approval means pushing harder even when the excitement fades. Because in the end, it's not one good week that changes your life. It's showing up for yourself over and over, no matter how heavy the fight feels.
I thought he quit 4 months ago when he refused to go to a local clinic. I got more optimistic when he answered one of my calls and agreed to at least start PT again. But after one more session, he quit again, and now he's not picking up any more calls from me.
Samantha weighs nearly 1,000 pounds. The fact she isn't dead yet is a medical miracle. The fact she can even stand or shuffle a step is almost unbelievable. When she sits on the toilet, she doesn't even look human anymore. She looks like a collapsing blob of flesh spilling over itself. Her body isn't just heavy, it's grotesque. Every angle shows how far she's let herself go. This isn't just obesity, it's a slow-motion death sentence, and yet she acts like this is just her life.
But even on days when I push myself to do it, some areas I can't even reach. Without using a stick or something, I have to reach and poke and prod at myself, so it's so hard.
Her stomach is monstrous, hanging so low and wide it could pass for another living thing. She struggles endlessly just to keep herself clean. The folds, the sweat, the constant battle with filth. It's exhausting, and yet she has no choice. If she doesn't force herself to clean, her stench could clear a room. That's how bad it's gotten. Just existing at her size is an assault on her dignity. Every day is a fight against not only her weight, but the shame it drags along.
I hate how hard it is for me to be in this box, and I'm constantly miserable. So all I want to do is find ways to forget about my life.
Samantha's life is so miserable that all she wants is to forget she even exists. So she schedules her food deliveries like clockwork, and when they arrive, it's like a royal feast. Meals stacked high, dripping grease, and packed with calories enough for a family of 5. But Samantha isn't a queen, and this isn't luxury. It's suicide delivered in paper bags. She tips the driver, shuts the door, and devours her poison in silence. Her escape is killing her faster than her misery ever could.
It makes me feel like I'm at home and that I'm safe as long as I'm full and happy, because food is a hug from the inside, and no matter how much it's never enough.
That is an insane amount of food. Samantha talks about her meals like they're lovers, like food is the only thing that truly understands her. But this isn't romance. This is betrayal. Her lover is a killer, draining her life away piece by piece. And just when she says she wants to fix it, her body gives her a warning shot. She falls into health trouble. Instead of giving up, she calls Dr. Now on video, determined to weigh herself. And the numbers don't lie.
That's not good news.
Anything I can do for you right now?
Nope, that's it.
See you soon.
Thanks, Allison. Hey there. This is the most helpless I've ever felt my whole life.
940 pounds. That's almost the weight of a small car. Her body has reached absurd proportions, and every day that passes brings her closer to death. Dr. Now is horrified, but Samantha? She shrugs, then immediately grabs a massive plate of food after weighing herself. That's the insanity of addiction. Even when faced with hard numbers, even when she sees the scale flash 940, her first instinct is still to feed the beast that's destroying her. No shame, no hesitation, just hunger.
So from then on out, like, I cannot even stand up without my walk. So it's pretty sad. It's time for my call with Dr. Now to update him on these.
That is reckless. That is irresponsible. She thinks she should call Dr. Now to give him an update. But what does she expect to say? That she's gained even more weight? That she can't stop eating despite being one breath away from death? This isn't an update. It's a confession. Every call she makes is proof she isn't doing the work. She wants sympathy, not change. Dr. Now doesn't need excuses. He needs results. And Samantha isn't giving him any, just more disappointment.
Still in the hospital, huh?
Yeah, because I've developed some new health issues.
Like, what issues?
Skin has been a big problem right now. My right side is bigger. It's so full of fluid that the pores, I don't really have wounds over there. The pores themselves are just weeping.
And now it gets insane. Samantha is so far gone that her body literally starts leaking water. The doctors can't stop it, so they just shove rags under her body to catch the constant stream. Think about that. She's like a faucet of decay, her body unable to hold itself together. It's grotesque. And the fact she's still eating on top of this? Beyond belief. It's her body waving the white flag, telling her time's almost up, and she still doesn't want to listen.
So in a month and a half, you put on almost another 150 pounds?
Yeah.
So you realize that your weight is getting to a very dangerous point right now, and you're running out of time.
I know.
She says she's scared she'll starve to death at 940 pounds. Really? Dr. Now is blunt. She's eaten enough in the past 4 years to survive without food for the next 4. That's how bloated she is with stored fat. Starvation isn't her problem. Her problem is indulgence and the delusion that she can keep eating like this and survive. It's almost comical, almost offensive that someone this big is worried about starving. The only starvation happening here is the starvation of common sense.
It's terrifying. Like, I'm just really scared. Like, I'm overwhelmed right now. It's gonna be a lot of things. Food is my entire life.
But does she even get it? Because if she doesn't, she will die. Plain and simple. Dr. Now sets a clear target: lose 250 pounds in 2 months. That's the only way to earn surgery. But instead of taking the chance, Samantha goes home and dives headfirst into burgers and fries. She sabotages herself before the fight even begins. Every bite she takes is proof she's not ready to let go. The food keeps winning, and the clock on her life keeps ticking down.
It's just too hard to control my eating and to keep cutting back like I have been. It's way too hard without something stopping me from eating. And help me change my habits because I just can't do it on my own. So I desperately need to get weight loss surgery.
She claims she's working on it, but her actions prove otherwise. Dr. Now gave her 2 months to shed 250 pounds. She didn't. Instead, she ends up climbing to 974 pounds. And then something bizarre happens. Houston goes into lockdown, and Samantha is stuck in the hospital. Dr. Now knows she won't live if he waits, so he takes the risk and gives her surgery anyway. It's a gamble, but it pays off. The surgery is successful, and the numbers finally start to move.
That's the lowest I've been in like 15 years. But I am miserable and depressed right now, which I cannot figure out, except for the fact that I don't know how to cope with my life and existence.
The results are shocking. Samantha drops to 638 pounds after once hitting 974. Still dangerously obese, but the difference is night and day. She looks transformed compared to where she started. For the first time, there's real hope. By the end of her story, she weighs around 496 pounds, still heavy, but alive, moving, and no longer dangling at death's door. She proved that even at rock bottom, change is possible, but it took risking everything for her to finally get there.
All I can do now is scooch to the edge of my bed and see if my mom's awake. I can get up, but I can only walk a few steps. So I just stay here in this bed no matter what. Can't do anything for myself anymore.
Sean knows he's enslaved to his weight. He admits his addiction is killing him, but he still clings to food like it's his lifeline. He can't let go, no matter how much it's destroying him. That's the trap. He hates what it's doing to him, but he loves it too much to stop. It's like watching someone chain themselves to their own coffin. Every bite digs the hole deeper, and he knows it. He's 26 and already staring death in the face, yet he can't put the fork down.
I've known Sean and Renee for 2-3 years. I come in and I help her clean up and do laundry and cook some meals and help give Sean a bath.
Sean is just 26, but he already needs a caretaker just to survive. He can't walk, can't bathe, can't even use the bathroom on his own. He's bedridden, trapped in a body that refuses to move. His life is hell, pure and simple. Imagine depending on someone for the most basic human functions, stripped of dignity day after day. But even with that, does he stop eating? The food still keeps coming. The very thing chaining him to that bed is the only thing he craves more of.
Sean has no appetite control. He's hungry and says, "What do you want?"
Just a couple burgers and soda. Maybe medium fry. Oh, give me one of those caramel sundaes.
Sure, no problem.
Sean is an eating machine now. His mom fuels it nonstop, enabling him without question. She's his delivery service, his food courier, his supplier. Fast food bags line the house, and she just keeps bringing more. It's not care, it's destruction wrapped up in love. But Sean says he wants to change. He claims he's serious about turning it around. So so he makes the decision to go see Dr. Now. But with his mom feeding him like this, the question is, does he really stand a chance?
He's 800 pounds from looks of it, and he has swelling of the entire left leg and deformity of left foot. Let's bring him in. But Sean has some mobility, which is good.
Sean's body is breaking apart. His condition is so bad now that one of his feet is practically dead from the crushing weight of fat. He drags it along lifelessly, even when he's in a wheelchair. He can't lift his legs, can't carry himself, can't even pretend his body still works. Imagine being so heavy that a part of you just stops functioning altogether. That's not just obesity, that's the edge of death. His body is sending alarms loud enough for everyone to hear, except him.
He's uncomfortable in his wheelchair. He's likely used to getting his way with that. Lives with his mother, and I don't think it's hard to start to understand their unhealthy dynamic.
Sean eats enough food for 5 people every single day. Burgers, fries, soda. It doesn't end. His relationship with food is toxic, and his relationship with his mom is worse. She feeds his addiction like clockwork. Dr. Now takes one look and knows this setup will kill him. The dynamic is poison. But Dr. Now decides to try anyway. Before anything else, Sean has to face the truth of the scale. The numbers don't lie, and Dr. Now wants to see just how bad it really is.
All right, Gail said over the limit, so this scale goes only to 800 pounds. I need to know your true weight, so we're gonna get you to bed scale.
919 pounds. Let that sink in. It's a medical miracle Sean is even alive. Yet Sean and his mom act like the situation isn't that bad. They're delusional, pretending it's manageable, when in reality, it's one step from death. Dr. Now knows the truth. Sean is dangling by a thread. He sets a weight goal, a strict target to prove change is possible. But will Sean and his mom rise to the challenge? Or will denial drag him into the grave?
He's so big right now, he cannot make it to the waiting room door. He's worse off now, and he looked like he maybe put another 50 to 100 pounds on.
Instead of losing weight, Sean gains. Dr. Now estimates 50 more pounds packed onto his already dying frame. He's creeping closer to 1,000 pounds, a number few people live to see. At that point, survival is nearly impossible. Dr. Now knows the mother is still feeding him behind the scenes, so he makes the call, hospitalize Sean, lock down his diet, and force the change. It's the only chance left. If Sean keeps living like this, there won't be a next checkup. There will just be a funeral.
I'm admitting you to the hospital immediately so we can get your health under control. This is going to be your last chance. Do this or that's it.
We will be able to do it.
Now that Sean's in the hospital, there's hope. With strict monitoring, he might finally start shedding the weight, but that all depends on him sticking to the plan. No sneaking food, no crying to his mom, no manipulation. It's all on him now. The hospital strips away the excuses. But the big question remains, does Sean want this bad enough? Because if he doesn't, even Dr. Now's supervision won't save him. This is his do or die moment, and the scale will show which it is.
We were able to weigh him, and he was 1,003 pounds, but we started him on 800 calorie a day controlled diet, and he started losing weight rapidly.
And shockingly, it works. Sean loses over 250 pounds in just 2 months. The number drops fast, and Dr. Now is impressed. For the first time, Sean looks like he might actually make it, so Dr. Now plans to send him back home. But now comes the harder part, keeping the weight off without hospital control. Sean needs to prove he can lose 100 pounds in 2 months at home. That's the test before surgery. Can he do it, or will he fall back into old patterns?
Sean is complaining of chest pain, so we rushed him to the hospital, and we're going to run some tests, but I don't think anything is wrong.
But here comes the twist. Dr. Now suspects Sean is faking new issues just to avoid losing weight, and when tests come back, the truth is exposed. Sean hasn't been sticking to the diet. He's been cheating, sneaking food, and he's gained nearly 50 pounds since his last visit. The disappointment is crushing. It's proof that when no one's watching, Sean reverts to old habits. Dr. Now isn't fooled, and now he sees just how deep the manipulation goes. Sean is sabotaging his own life.
Sean came to the hospital claiming he was having chest pain and worried he was having heart attack. I suspect he was making it up to try to get out of physical therapy and his diet plan, and I think I'm right about that.
Dr. Now gives Sean one final shot. This is it. If he doesn't fix the sick codependency with his mother, he will die. Period. His manipulation of her, her blind enabling of him, it's a death pact. Dr. Now warns them bluntly, change now or bury him soon. The pressure is immense. Can they break this cycle, or are they both too deep in it? It's their last chance to turn things around before Sean becomes another statistic of a life wasted by food addiction.
Today we are attempting to do a gastric sleeve procedure on Sean. Even with all his weight loss, Sean is among the largest patients we have operated on.
It was a brutal, near impossible journey, but Sean manages to fight through. Against the odds, he loses 150 pounds in 2 months. That's enough for Dr. Now to finally approve him for surgery. For once, there's light at the end of the tunnel. Sean can taste freedom from his body's prison, the chance to live again, walk again, breathe without pain. It's finally in reach. After years of being chained down, he's earned his shot at life back, and this time, it might actually stick.
It's a constant visitor out my day.
But my legs are what hurt the worst.
I have lymphedema in my legs and open sores, so that is just stabbing pain.
Diana's legs look horrifying. Her open sores ooze pain with every step, turning even standing into a punishment. Imagine living inside a body where every movement feels like fire ripping through raw flesh. She knows she looks awful, and the shame only deepens her misery. You can see the hopelessness in her face, like she's already accepted that her body is decaying around her. Each shuffle, each limp forward is a reminder that she's trapped in her own failing skin, and there's no relief waiting for her.
Devastating things about my weight gain is the fact that I have to have people care for me now.
Her reality is unbearable. She can only shower 3 times a week and only with help. Think about that. Days of sweat, sores, and folds collecting filth until the smell becomes unbearable. The stench clings to her skin, clogs the room, and crushes her dignity. The weight, the wounds, the dirt, they drown her spirit, dragging her deeper into depression. And instead of breaking the cycle, she feeds it. Food is her bandage, her comfort, her escape, but it's the same poison carving her down inch by inch.
The first thing I think about is food.
But in the morning, I try not to make the same mistakes again.
Diana has the most toxic relationship with food. She eats to block the pain, but it never works. It only piles on. Chips, pizza, soda, they don't fix her agony, they intensify it. Food is her drug, her coping mechanism, her slow death sentence. She says she believes she can change, but the fear in her eyes says otherwise. Deep down, she knows she might not have the strength, and before surgery can even be a possibility, she has to face the brutal truth of the scale at Dr. Now's clinic.
Shocked right now. Can't believe how bad I've let myself get.
Okay, this is the highest I've weighed before, and higher than I ever thought I would weigh.
Even Diana cannot believe it. Over 600 pounds. The number slices into her like a blade. Every soda, every chip, every pizza, every binge, all those choices are stacked into that cruel figure. She looks destroyed, staring at the scale like it just exposed her life's worst secret. And Dr. Now doesn't cushion the blow. He lays it bare. This is her doing. Her mess. No excuses. No hiding. That number isn't just weight. It's shame, guilt, and proof of years of destruction packed into her body.
I haven't been, no.
Who brings you food now?
Megan.
So you get the high-calorie food and you eat.
Right, and so that was the key reason I'm going to be moving into Megan's house with she and her husband, because it will be helpful that there's somebody there kind of for support and accountability.
Dr. Now has seen her type before, surrounded by enablers. She's always had someone to give in when she begs. He doesn't trust her promises, so he sets the terms. Lose 50 to 60 pounds in 2 months. That's the price for surgery. It's not just about dropping numbers. It's about proving she can control herself, even when no one's watching. Can she finally fight, or will she keep letting food choke out her life? The challenge is brutal, but it's the only doorway out.
Gosh, I'm in absolute disbelief.
It's not quite to 50 pounds, but I'm hoping that it's enough for the doctor to see that I'm ready.
Diana can't believe it. She didn't hit the 50-pound mark, but she lost 44 pounds. That's something, and for her, it's huge. For once, she proved Dr. Now wrong, even if just by a hair. Pride flickers across her face, but it's shaky, like she doesn't trust it to stay. Still, it's progress she hasn't seen in years. For the first time in forever, she feels a glimmer of hope. Maybe she isn't doomed to fail. Maybe this time, she really can claw her way forward.
A bit more progress. How's your level of activity?
That needs to improve. I tried walking, and with my bone-on-bone knee, that wasn't a good idea.
How about doing upper body exercise?
Yeah, I've got some light weights that I can do.
Okay.
But Dr. Now doesn't hand out surgery that easy. He raises the bar, another 40 pounds in 1 month. Diana looks crushed. Each pound feels like dragging rocks uphill, and now the climb just doubled. But Dr. Now is right. If she can't push through this, how will she survive the grueling recovery? This isn't punishment, it's proof. Proof that she's serious. Proof that she can fight. Proof that she won't waste the chance. The surgery isn't a gift, it's a weapon she has to earn.
Goal, because this may be my last chance. I'm really hoping I hit my goal. Dr. Now said I had to lose 40 pounds and get under 517 pounds this past month.
Now this is big. Diana drops under 500 pounds for the first time in years. That number hasn't shown up in forever, and finally, it's back. It's more than just digits on a scale. It's freedom from the crushing reminder of failure. She's proving herself and proving everyone else wrong. But the question gnaws, can she keep this up? Or is this just momentum before the crash? For now, she clings to the win like it's life itself, because for her, it really is.
So her situation needs to remain the same so she can keep making progress until she starts to make more permanent changes. This is the step I think we are ready for. You're making progress as a family, so I will approve you for weight loss surgery.
Dr. Now still isn't sold. He doesn't see discipline. He sees her niece holding her up. Without that support, he believes Diana would crumble back into old habits. So he lays down the condition. Her family must stay longer after surgery. That throws everything into chaos. Jobs, distance, obligations, everything colliding. Suddenly her future depends not only on her, but on her family's sacrifice too. The dream of surgery feels so close, yet just out of reach. For Diana, the stakes have never been higher.
She never proved to me she did it on her own. She just proved that she could do it. I'm feeding her 900 calories a day. Of course she lost weight. What am I supposed to do?
It's not your responsibility.
In the end, Diana gets her surgery, and this time it works. The procedure is successful, and the pounds finally start to fall away. By the end of her journey, she has lost over 250 pounds. Her body looks new, her spirit looks lighter, and for once, she doesn't seem broken. The woman who once seemed trapped, doomed, and half dead is unrecognizable. She fought through hell and finally has the scars and the victory to show for it. Diana isn't the same person anymore.
Hard. So I've developed a food plan to keep me on. Megan is coming in a couple weeks to take me to the doctor and see if I'm losing or gaining. And I want to make her proud when I get back on the scale. Every day, I become more and more aware of how focused I need to be.
The transformation is stunning. She carries herself differently, lighter in every sense of the word. This is what happens when you stop making excuses and finally sacrifice comfort for survival. Her sores, her food addiction, her shame, they don't define her anymore. She proved that change is possible, even when the odds scream no. From filth and depression to hope and strength, Diana is living proof of what's possible when someone finally decides they want to live more than they want to eat.